Why live in limitation when expanded awareness offers such great rewards, such as the sense of peace and understanding that come when you know who you really are and the unlimited creative potential that you were designed to fulfill? My dear and esteemed viewer, if you have completed the non-dual embodiment thematic inventory questionnaire such as I have, and you have some sort of compass to point you in the direction of your expanded consciousness, if you have a point of relevance to know where you are at, and understand that self-realization begins with detachment from all things, all systems, all beliefs, all dead memories. You are not your physical body. In a world of depersonalization, you must demonstrate your own self-control and determination to regain the freedom of the self. To be freed from the limitations of the world is to make possible the liberation of self in the individual and fusion with the all, fusion with Source, if you will. Now, I'll begin to continue to share MetaHuman by Deepak Chopra M.D, the secrets of Metareality. My dear and esteemed viewer, we are entangled in an illusion. Somewhere in prehistory, Homo sapiens crossed over into virtual reality, when a mind-made simulation became essential in our evolutionary path. The exact era will never be known, or the reason, if any, why one species should acquire such powers and know that it had them. No other creature consciously shapes its future. No other species tells stories and convinces itself that they are true. There are many mysteries in our past. Somehow, following whatever torturous path, we managed to make our simulation so convincing that we got lost in it. Although this simulation is very convincing, on a daily basis, it breaks down. There are times when life goes out of kilter and the world doesn't seem real and substantial anymore. Such experiences occur regularly, either to ourselves or to other people. For example, when there's a sudden death in the family or a catastrophe like a tornado or the house burning down, we may go into shock. With a blank stare, we reveal how dislocated our existence suddenly feels, saying things like, "This can't be happening. It's unreal," or "Nothing matters anymore." Normally, this disassociated state will pass, and in time, reality feels real again. But some people never return. After a psychotic break, for example, a percentage of mental patients become chronically schizophrenic and have hallucinations, seeing images or hearing voices for the rest of their lives. But the feeling of "this can't be happening, it's like a dream" doesn't have to be triggered by shock. Countless people engage in personal fantasies of fame, wealth, or some other dream that feels totally real to them and drives them all their lives. When someone is suddenly ecstatically happy, for whatever reason, everything can seem surreal too. However, the physical world out there feels real and substantial a lot more than 99% of the time, which is proof enough, one would think, that we aren't under some kind of spell. But we are. Ironically, there's now technology that forces a person to confront what is real and what isn't. When you don a virtual reality headset powered by artificial intelligence, the simulation you're plunged into is like a wraparound, three-dimensional movie of such vividness that it overwhelms the senses and causes a dislocation from what we deem as everyday reality. You might find yourself precariously perched on a steel construction girder in midair, with the city street many streets below. Your brain, fooled by the visual image, triggers the stress response, just as if you were really teetering on the girder. You will feel yourself going off balance in a panic, even though in the room where you're actually standing, your feet are firmly on the ground, and you're in no danger of plunging to your death. The virtual reality illusion is created by visual images, and the same holds true in everyday life. What you see, you believe in. Such trust is misplaced, as every grade schooler learns when told that the sun doesn't actually rise in the east and set in the west. Yet, when quantum physics tells us that matter isn't what it appears to be, we continue to cling to the sensations of weight and solidity of hard physical objects as if they were indisputable. Would a bullet be less dangerous if you saw through the illusion? No. The bullet and the entire physical world remain intact, but with the realization that they are the endpoint of a process that begins in consciousness. Once you grasp this and fully absorb it, your personal reality becomes much more malleable, because you can go to the source and be part of the creative process. Getting untangled from the virtual reality simulation isn't easy. Our personal experience would have to change drastically. But the beauty of it is that we have the potential for change, where before we had none or very little. While you cannot turn bullets into cotton balls, to accept that all of reality out there is beyond your ability to change isn't true. The ground rules of everyday life are much looser than we imagine. Even when a person feels completely immersed in the simulation, there is an escape route, and not just one, but many. This only makes sense. Meta-reality is more real than any virtual simulation. We should regard glimpses into it as evidence that we can inhabit the meta state all the time. Instead, the entanglements of virtual reality have turned the picture wrong side up. As you read the meta experiences below, you will be tempted to see them as anomalous, freakish, or untrustworthy. Getting real is a process that begins by confronting your misplaced trust and illusions every day. Now, my dear and esteemed viewer, if you wish to confront those illusions of your reality that are no more real than a artificial intelligence hive mind, digital matrix reality that we have all been ensnared within, imprisoned within, then you will hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more future transmissions concerning the nature of our meta-reality and how you too can transcend the digital matrix, grab that snake by the tail, activate your kundalini energies, expand your crown chakra and connect it to the galactic chakra, to intelligent infinity, and to source ultimately, and become a source-empowered individual. I hope you stay tuned for the next offering by the Aumbonda New Earth Education Center. And of course, that was a reading from Deepak Chopra's MetaHuman. Stay tuned, folks. Exciting times ahead.
Namaste. Namaskaram.